तो अब हम अपने प्री के क्वेश्चंस देखेंगे। कंसिडर द फॉलोइंग क्लाइमेट कंडीशन नॉर्दर्न हेमिस्फीयर in China type में मिला the climate condition are mostly likely to found in the natural region of China type. It is typified by a warm, a moist summer and a cool dry winter. Temperatures are strongly modified by maritime influence. This type of climate is found on eastern margins of continent in warm temperate latitude just outside the tropics. It is in fact the climate on the most part of China, a modified form of monsoon climate. It is thus also called as temperate monsoon or China type of climate. The correct sequence of different layer of atmosphere from Earth to upward is troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, ionosphere. तो इसका ऑप्शन सी है. The sequence of different atmosphere. The troposphere is the lowest most layer, average height 13 km, height of 8 km near the poles and about 18 to equator. Stratosphere is found in tropopause. Above tropopause, the zone separating tropopause from stratosphere extends up to height of 50 km. The mesosphere lies above the stratosphere, which extends up to height of 80 km. Ionosphere is located between 80 to 400 km above the mesosphere, the upper limit of mesosphere. Radio waves transmitted from the Earth are reflected back to Earth by ionosphere layer. Daily weather maps show isobar is an example of isoleth map. Daily weather map showing isobar is an example of isopleth map. Isopleth map is a map that uses line or colors to indicate area with similar region aspects. Isopaths map may use line to show area where elevation, temperature, rainfall, pressure, and some other qualities are same. The value between line can be interpolated. Daily weather map showing isobar at a place having equal pressure is an example of isopath map. Consider the following of the shaded areas of the map, which of the characterized by hot, dry summers, mild and moist winter, and seasonal reversion of wind in the areas labeled. The number वन जो है वहाँ पे होगा कैलिफोर्निया यूएसए characterized by hot dry summers, mild and moist winter, seasonal reversal of winds. These type of climate conditions are characterized by Mediterranean type of climate, which are found between 30 to 35 degree latitude in the both hemisphere on the western sides of each continent. So in the given map, location of two eastern parts of South America, eastern parts of Africa, southeastern parts of Australia are in eastern side which do not poses the same climate conditions. Area near the equator receive rainfall throughout the year. High temperature, high humidity cause convectional rain in most afternoon near equator. दोनों सही है ये. Area near equator receive more rainfall throughout the year. These areas near equator are called tropical rainforest region. Here, generally, the type of climate is conventional rainfall because of constant high temperature and high humidity. Produce rainfall almost daily in the afternoon throughout the year. Although the exact amount of rainfall varies among different years and different rainforests. Which of the following layer of atmosphere is responsible for deflection of radio waves? इसका आंसर है ionosphere. The cloud float in atmosphere because of the low density. ठीक है, लो डेंसिटी की वजह से वो एयर में फ्लोट कर पाते हैं. अगला क्वेश्चन है द रेड सी रिसीव वेरी लिटिल precipitation in any form. No water enter the Red Sea from rivers. इसमें स्टेटमेंट कौन सा सही है? दोनों सही है. The Red Sea is located between the desert of North Africa and the Arabian Peninsula. Here rainfall is scarce, scarce and occur primarily in winter. Therefore, Red Sea receives very little precipitation. Red Sea is bordered by Egypt, Sudan, Eritrea on west side and Saudi Arabia and Yemen on east side. Red Sea is sandwiched between two deserts. No rainfall enters the Red Sea from the rivers. No water enters the Red Sea from the rivers. The water in the Red Sea comes primarily from the inflow of salt water from the Gulf of Alone through Monded side Strait. In the tropical region, the western section of oceans are warmer than the eastern section owing to an influence of trade winds. In the temperate zone, westerlies make eastern section of ocean warmer than the western section. दोनों स्टेटमेंट करेक्ट है. ट्रॉपिकल जोन में वेस्टर्न सेक्शन जो ओशन के वो वार्म होते हैं ईस्टर्न सेक्शन के मुकाबले owing to influence of trade winds. It is due to the fact that the warmer water is transported westward in ocean by northeast trade winds in northern hemisphere of tropical zone. Temperate zone में westerlies makes eastern section of ocean warmer than the western section. It is due to the fact that the westerlies carry the warm equatorial water and winds to west coast of continents. With the reference to water on Earth's planet, consider the following statement. The amount of water in rivers and lakes is more than the amount of groundwater. The amount of water in polar ice caps and glacier is more than the amount of groundwater. The statement सही second है इसमें with the reference to water on the planet the amount of water in polar regions में जो भी water है polar ice caps and glacier is more than the amount of groundwater. Statement वन incorrect इसलिए क्योंकि जो amount of water in groundwater is greater than the amount of water in rivers and lakes. ठीक है अगला क्वेश्चन है with reference to the ocean mean temperature which of the following statement is correct? Ocean mean temperature is measured up to the depth of 26 degrees Celsius highest of thumb, which is 129 meter of southwestern Indian Ocean during January to March. ये तो पढ़ना पड़ेगा भाई. Tide occur in oceans and sea due to which among the following? Gravitation force of Earth, gravitational force of Moon, centrifugal force of Earth. तीनों से होते हैं भाई ये तो. The tide raising forces at the Earth's surface result from the combination of basic forces: the force of gravitation exerted by Moon upon the Earth, gravitation force of Sun exerted upon the Earth, centrifugal force on the Earth. The system of Earth and Moon create gravity like a rope and that pull bodies together, and centrifugal force is what keep them apart. Then the moon gravitational pull ocean water on opposite side of the earth bulge outward. The sun gravity pull ocean water toward the sun, but at the same time the centrifugal force of the combined earth and sun revolution causes water on opposite sides of earth to bulge away from the sun. However, the effect is smaller than the moon, even given the greater mass of the sun. Explain the eastward flow of equatorial countercurrent. The Earth rotation on an axis, convergence of two equatorial currents, difference in salinity of water, occurrence of belt of calm near the equator. Convergence of two equatorial current explain the eastward flow of equatorial countercurrent. Dictatorial countercurrents are driven by a distinct surface wind pattern in tropics. Strong westward trade winds result in westward surface flow in most of tropical Atlantic and Pacific Ocean. However, several hundred miles north of equator, the winds are much weaker in comparison. The stronger winds to the south pile up water where the winds are weak. On the planet Earth, most of our fresh water exists as ice caps and glaciers. Out of remaining fresh water, the largest proportion is found on atmosphere, as moisture and clouds is found in freshwater lake and river exist as groundwater exists as soil moisture. They exist as groundwater. On the planet Earth, most of freshwater exists as ice caps and glaciers. Out of remaining freshwater, the largest proportion exists as groundwater. About 97% of Earth water in the oceans. The ocean water cover more than 70% of surface of planet, which is saline and not for human consumption. They are 3%. Fresh water is remaining. Out of fresh water, 30% of it is groundwater. About 0.3 is found in rivers and lakes. This means that river and lake account less than 1% of all fresh water exists on Earth. बस भाई हो यार